Hey guys, I wanted to make a new Dune video that shows off the new features I've added since the original video. Um, so as you can see now we have a resource ESP, um, although it actually works on every targetable entity in the game. So essentially everything. So the ESP can now show every entity in memory. You can filter it. It needs a little bit more tweaking in terms of finding IDs that you can use once the game is restarted. So right now you can see that the uh, the resource that gives you water on the right there, the ID for that is 60249. So if you go into your config file, you can add that to the filter and then it will only show that resource. So I'll do that now. You can see what it looks like. So now you can see that only that resource will show up on the ESP. That's highly recommended to do because, as you saw before, there's a lot of stuff on the ESP if you don't do that. So definitely recommended that you add filters for what you want to see. Otherwise you get a lot of stuff here. And the ESP will actually show the sandworms too, which is kind of cool. I don't know if we'll get lucky enough to see it in this video, but you can see sandworms and you can see ships in the air as well. So yeah, let me just see if there's a chance there's a sandworm out here. Oh yeah, you can see the resources pop onto the ESP when you get close. Trying to see if there's a little bit better way of increasing the distance for the ESP. I don't see a sandworm right now. Oh, there's one right there. So you can see the sandworm there moving underneath the sand. So that's kind of cool. And I think I'm going to actually cut the video here because there's a sandstorm coming and I want to show the aimbot as well as the mob vacuum. So I'm just going to splice the video here. We'll wait for that to pass. Okay, sandstorms passed. So the other two things I wanted to show were the aimbot and the mob vacuum. So let me turn off the ESP stuff right now since we don't need that. It's still going to show you the it's going to show loot crates, chests, and mobs on the ESP still. So you can see that guy up there. There's an enemy up there with 22 health. The green items are chests. So those are chests that can be opened with loot inside. So those are separate entities on the ESP. So those will basically always display unless you turn them off. And then the kind of light bluish color stuff that you saw earlier, that is for resources, although it actually shows up for every entity, but that's meant for resources and other stuff that's on the ground that you might want to see through walls or from far away. But the generic ESP will show you chests and mobs, and then you can add other stuff to that. Anyways, that's a dude up there. Oh yeah, so let me just show, I guess we'll show you the aimbot right now. So aimbot's pretty straightforward to set up. This game has memory aiming, which means you don't actually need to worry about your mouse. It's just going to it's going to aim using the game's camera, essentially. So all you need to do is set up the key that you want to activate the aimbot. So you can set up the key for left click, so when you're firing the gun, it will aim for you. You can set it up for right click, so when you're zooming in, it will aim for you. Or you can set it up for a side button on your mouse, you know, whatever is easiest for you. Just for this video, I have it set up for F2. So when I press F2, it's going to aim at the enemy's head, like that. And that's your aiming FOV. So if the enemy's outside the FOV, it's not going to aim. But as soon as the enemy's inside the circle, it will aim at that entity. And it will aim at, you can either have it aim at the entity closest to the center of the screen, or the entity closest to your character in the game world. That's up to you. So that's the aimbot. And now the other thing I wanted to show is the mob vacuum. So the mob vacuum, the concept is pretty straightforward. It's basically going to teleport every entity in memory near your character. So if I press, I have it set to F3 right now. So if I hold down F3, it's going to teleport that dude in front of me. You can see him right there. And if I release F3, it sends him back to where he's supposed to go. So this game doesn't seem to have, at this point, it doesn't have any distance check. So you can actually kill any mob from any distance. As long as it's in memory, you can vacuum it in front of your character and kill it. So I'm going to try to find a larger group of mobs so you can see that's a little bit more impressive than just killing one guy. So there's a base with quite a few mobs over there, right? All the mobs and all the entities in red are actual enemies. So I'm going to teleport them in front of my character and just kill them. So there's a bunch of them here, right? So I'm just going to hold down F3 and then just attack with my regular attack. And it's going to kill them all. And there's one more dude. Oh, he's got a shield. There we go. So as you can see now, all the entities are dead. So all those red entities that you saw earlier were enemies that I just killed by vacuuming them in front of my character and then killing them. And you can shoot them with a gun as well. Because the speed hack works also, yeah, I don't know if you noticed, but I'm obviously using the speed hack as well. So the speed hack works with melee attacks only. So I feel like you might as well use that if you're going to use the vacuum, because the speed hack basically allows you to instantly kill stuff. So you can just use the speed hack along with the vacuum and just murder things really fast. The downside to the vacuum is the corpse will appear in its original position. So if you wanted to loot the corpse, you would have to go over to where those entities are and loot their corpse from that position. I will try to get the corpse to teleport to where you are if possible, but I'm pretty sure it doesn't work. It won't let you loot them. I could be wrong about that, but we'll see. But those are the two things that I wanted to show. So the mob vacuum obviously is very hacky and very useful. The speed hack I already showed in the previous video, but that's obviously very useful as well. The Aimbot and the resource ESP, which I will turn back on just for the end of the video here. So some stuff you can see really far away, and like the sandworm you can see very far away, and there's some stuff over there. I'm not sure exactly what that is, but some of the stuff on the ground you have to be kind of close for it to pop up on the ESP. It's not a problem with the ESP per se, it's just some of the stuff in memory doesn't show up until you're close to it. But it'll be great for botting. So I'm going to try to make some waymarks. And then this will allow the bot to know exactly where the resources are, which is cool. Yeah, so I think that's all I wanted to show in this video. Let me know if you have any questions, and I hope this was helpful.